Hi everybody, my name is Mark, and welcome to the Monday night Zen Buddhism and Meditation. This is actually my first time leading the class. I'm a little nervous, but I thought maybe we would start, if we can go around and just do an introduction, and if this is your first time here, if it's your first time at a Zen meditation, or however long you've been doing Zen meditation, and maybe if we can share like one thing about what comes to mind when you hear the word Zen. What can be anything. No right or wrong answer. So, again, my name is Mark, and I've been practicing Zen since 2017, and when I think of Zen, I think of a lot of things, but in one or two words, I would say mindfulness comes to mind, and tranquility. Want to start?
Yeah, I'm Corey. This feels like the first time I'm practicing Zen, but I've been actually practicing for I guess maybe about a year and a half now. I started in San Francisco at the SF Zen Center, and when I think of Zen, I think of presence, and also like being calm.
Yeah. Right, thank you.
My name is Stella, and it's my first time in this particular day and class. We come to the ones on the circle Thursday here at 7. Is it Thursday? Thursday, yeah. And then we start coming to the Tuesday ones. They also include meditation, both of those. I don't know if it's class or is it just gathering. So maybe this considers then meditation those particular days as well. So I guess I have been practicing Zen meditation. I like practicing many different kinds of meditations. It's almost like fascinated by it and what it comes from. And for me, Zen, as soon as I say that word, it reminds me of the first time I heard a story about a Buddhist monk and the student, or I don't know the right word, but yeah, I guess it was a student, and he wanted to learn what is Zen from his teacher, and the teacher said, listen to the silence, kind of be here right now and listen to what is happening, kind of what you say, being in present. So I always try to kind of really listen and just be without a judgment. So I guess that's my Zen.
Right, thank you.
Hi, my name is Mandy. I guess I've not known if I was doing Zen meditation in the past. I've meditated before, as Stella said. We've come to other nights here, so don't know if those little snippets of meditation are Zen or not. But what comes to mind isn't necessarily an experience that I've had as much as, the commercialized label that comes with, I'm going to go Zen out or something, and the word that I would associate with that would be peace.
Good one. Thank you.
My name is Dean. I'm not new. When I want to think of Zen is the Japanese culture in general, but it seems to be stricter when it comes to the way you sit and all the other practices about meditation.
Okay, great, thanks.
I'm Chris. This is my first time at this session. I've been to other sessions here. It's funny when you started to say like what comes to mind, and the first thing that you said was mindfulness, and that's what I was going to say. And the second thing that you said was tranquility, and I was thinking peace. So
We're in
I
sync.
think maybe I'm in the right spot here.
You're in the right place.
Yeah.
Great, welcome.
Thanks.
I'm Larry. I've been practicing Zen on and off for quite a few years. I originally took a Zen meditation course at college, actually at Sonoma State, and the teacher was a Zen Buddhist monk who was a direct disciple of Suzuki Roshi. I've been to Dharma Bum. I originally started at the one in San Diego, downtown San Diego, when I was living there. And then I haven't been to this particular temple all that much, but a little bit. And this is the first time I've been to the Zen here.
Great, welcome.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Ken. I'm absolutely new to this. I've been to two meetings here, and it just seems like of all the things I've been searching for, the philosophies, I've been reading this book, and the philosophies that the approach is something that I can identify with more than other types of things, and it's something that I need in my life, and I feel really happy and comfortable here, and what I really want to try to get into is community service and helping other people, so it kind of seems like a real direct avenue to that, that you do offer those programs within this program, and therefore it just seems like something that I can really come to more of an understanding with. So that's about it. Like I said, I'm brand new to this. I'm just learning about it. So, but it does seem like a very comforting environment, and self-reflection is probably the key at this point. Because your mind tends to get tumbled up into all kinds of other things and distracted, and you kind of get away from that sort of grounding feeling that you really should have to make your life better. And other than that, I have nothing really that insightful to say, but you called on me, so I said something.
Thank you. Yeah. Back there? Either one of you. Yeah, you. I'll pick you.
Sure.
You just what your name is. Yeah.
My name's David.
David.
I practice meditation, including some Zen, for a little bit, but not so much. And when I think of Zen, I think of tranquility.
Like that. Great, thank you.
Hi, I'm Tracy. I've done Zen a few times. I've been meditating about 4 months. When I think of Zen, I think of serenity.
Serenity. Yeah. And then in the far back. Hi.
Hello. So my name is Stephen. That's my birth name, legal name, government name. I've been practicing Zen for probably almost 25 years now. I started out practicing Quantum Zen. Then I practiced with the Chan master, which is the Chan. You all know Chan is the original Chinese lineage of Zen from before it split off into the sects. So I practiced Chan with the Chan master up in British Columbia for, doing like maybe 2 or 3, 7 to 10 day silent retreats a year for about 6 years. And then during COVID that kind of got stopped. And he passed away, he was in his 80s, he passed away in isolation during retreat, or during the lockdowns. So I guess what I'm thinking about with Zen is like how some schools, like they study koans that have been like from the past, like dead koans, whereas my dead teacher created live koans. So I wonder why that is.
All right, thank you. And there's anyone online? It says there's 4 people watching now. If anyone would like to share what comes to mind when you hear the word Zen, feel free to put that in the chat. Let's see. So we're going to start a 20-minute meditation, Zen meditation. And so with Zen meditation, it's different than a lot of other meditations, which are some apps that have guided meditation. So Zen meditation is silent, and some people feel like it's helpful to focus on your breath, and some people count their in breath. So count 1 to 10, and then just repeat. Keep repeating till 10. And if you get lost on what number you're on, just go back to 1. So some people find that helpful. Another thing is with the thoughts. So I heard in the past that you can't stop. It's hard to stop your thinking when you're meditating, and a lot of people don't meditate, or they stop meditating because they think they failed because they're still thinking. A way to look at thoughts are like your stomach has secretions, your mind, your brain has thought. The secretions are thoughts. So your brain's just doing its job, creating thoughts. And so with the practice of Zen meditation, they say to try not to cling on to the thoughts. So think of the thoughts as clouds floating by in the sky, and just letting the thought pass on by. So that might be helpful, is to think of thoughts as clouds. If you do find yourself, clinging to a thought or some story, or your to-do list, you just simply acknowledge, oh, I'm really caught up in this, whatever it is, this story, what happened today, and go back to your focusing on your breath, and to not beat yourself up over it. Don't, that doesn't do any good to to be judgmental about your practice. So another thing is the posture. So most people, we have one person sitting on a cushion. If you are sitting on a cushion, you seem to be doing it right. So just keep doing what you're doing. People say like move, go side to side a little bit. You want to have an upright posture, your ears in line with your shoulders, and you're looking straight ahead. So rather than having your head down like this, your head's up. Your eyes, in Zen practice, we typically practice with our eyes open. It's not mandatory, but the gaze is downward with your eyes about halfway open, or 25 to 50% open, but gazing downward like 3 to 5 feet ahead of you. And in a chair, you want to just sit upright as much as possible in a comfortable position is what I would recommend. If possible, both feet on the ground. If not, some people like to sit cross-legged. And then with the last thing I would recommend is what to do with your hands. And some people just simply put them on their lap, like palms down. In Zen, a typical hand position, or mudra is what it's called a cosmic mudra. And it's putting whatever your dominant hand is, like I'm right-handed, so I would put my right hand and then my left hand on top of my right, like the fingers touching the knuckles, and then you want to make a circle with your thumbs lightly touching. That's called a cosmic mudra. And I think that's about it for now. Typically, I'll ring the bell 3 times to start the meditation, and then after 20 minutes, I'll ring the bell once, and that'll be the end of our meditation. We'll have a 10-minute discussion afterwards, and then another 20-minute meditation. So, enjoy. Good to readjust, move around. All right. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Everyone's still with us. So, would anyone like to share their experience sitting in Zazen silent meditation for 20 minutes? Wow. Would you like to share? No, yeah, go ahead.
Being my first time actually trying that, I was trying to concentrate on what you said about the clouds and thoughts that were popping in my head about certain stresses and things going on in my life. They would come in a little bit, but then I was able to, I think, kind of like stare at that knot in the wood there 5 feet away and just kind of let them pass, like you said, and it was a very pleasant experience. You know, I also kind of looked at it like, you know, when I found my mind sort of focusing on something else, then I would just remind myself that, hey, this is my first shot and I'm learning. It's going to be a little bit of a learning curve to figure out how to, I think I'm going to get better at it as time goes on. You know, the more I try it, the more I'll be able to not focus on certain things. And I felt that there were most of that 20 minutes I thought about absolutely nothing. So that was good. That's encouraging.
That's impressive. 'Cause a lot of Zen monks, Zen masters will recommend 5 minutes for beginners to just meditate for 5 minutes. So doing 20, you're 4 times ahead of.
The breathing thing is sort of I'm not exactly sure how, when you said to focus for 10 seconds, is that like inhaling and then waiting 10 seconds and then exhaling? Or
Did I say 10 seconds? No, I'm sorry. Counting to 10. So breathe in, just your normal in-breath and out-breath.
Not a deep breath, just a normal.
I mean, I find it helpful to take at least the first few times to take a little bit deeper breath. But breathe in, 1, just let it out.
That does help if you are kind of strained and thinking about issues.
Yeah.
If you turn your focus inwards towards that, then I can see how that's something that could work, you know, to get your mind back away from dwelling on certain things. Even if you're dwelling on them for 5 seconds, that's probably too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's something about focusing on the breath and breathing in 1, breathing out, and then 2. It just has a calming effect, I think, on the mind. Yeah. Anyone else would like to share their experience? Yeah.
This is like my second time doing 20 minutes. And I've done it, like the longest I've done is like 15, 16 minutes. And that was more guided meditation. So to be in silence. But I found it interesting, like you hear, we're trying to focus, but you hear like noises and it makes you like realize like, all right, there's a distraction there, like get back into it a little bit. And that kind of helped me. And then also I noticed that I was like kind of tense in the shoulders and I had to remind myself like to not be tense in the shoulders. But yeah, it was the more that I go longer on the meditation, the easier it certainly gets.
Yeah, I remember early on when I first started meditating, um, the group that the Zen Buddhist group that I was meditating with, I was living in Cleveland, Ohio, and they have, once a month, they have like a Saturday from 11 till 5, all day meditating, walking meditation, 30 minutes sitting, 10 minutes walking meditation, just all day long. And you can take breaks if you want to. You know, I remember thinking I'm not going to be able to, maybe I'll do an hour at the most, because the teacher there asked me if I would be the timekeeper, and he said, how about 1 to 2 o'clock? And it was starting at 11, and I said, oh my God, no, I think I'll be lucky if I can sit for an hour. And he's like, oh, that's fine, but you know, we can, you know, if you can't make it, no problem, whatever. But I don't know if it was because he asked me or what, but I just kept doing it, and it was raining all day long, and I had nothing planned. I didn't have anywhere to be, and I felt like it was the first time I ever heard the rain fall. Like it just was raining, a steady like rain all day long. And it was summertime, so some of the windows were open a little bit, like cracked open, so you could really hear it. and that was I don't know, whatever happened that day just kind of sold me on this practice, that I could practice for that long too, and just have such a tranquility and the peace and the serenity that came with that experience was pretty, I don't know, life altering. And yeah. How about anybody else?
I practice usually with my eyes closed, and since you mentioned in Zen practice, it's good to keep a little bit open, and I tried that, and it was very hard to break the habit. I realized how much I'm so comfortable and how I'm used to receive the results of the meditating with my eyes closed, and it was so hard for me to challenge myself to see if I can do it with a little bit eyes open, and I couldn't figure out how much I should close them, and focusing so much on that, it almost kept me present, and it kept me anchored in something that kept me from otherwise thinking, the cloud. So they usually say it's good to focus on something in your body, but that was such a great way to keep my mind focused, at the same time challenge, and I didn't get what I usually get from meditation as far as the relaxation and the tranquility and all this good stuff. I didn't get it this time, but I did get the presence and felt it was different. So yeah, it was a very different experience. So.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. That I thought that was really odd at first. When I first started practicing Zen meditation, that they said to keep your eyes slightly open. And the point is that when you close your eyes in meditation, you have a tendency to go off into fantasy land. And so this keeping the eyes slightly open helps keep you in the present moment, and not go off into wherever. outer space. And because then you're really chasing thoughts and crazy, it can be. Unless you're in maybe a guided meditation where you're listening to, I think that's a little bit easier with your eyes. I mean, having your eyes closed, your mind tends not to go off too much. But yeah, and now I have a hard time. I don't meditate with my eyes closed.
You should try.
At first,
You should try to break that habit. Because
Yeah, right.
it was a very
maybe
good
I'm clinging
challenge.
to the eyes open.
Yeah.
That's a good
It's
point.
a good challenge.
I think my mind was tricking me because the light kept changing. Because that's the first I've heard. When I came last time, I closed my eyes and I was trying to, focus on nothing. And but by keeping them open, that's the first time I've heard of that. And as I said, I was kind of focusing on this 5-foot spot in front of me. The light kept changing. It started getting real dark and real. I don't know if it's because I have an issue or whether that's common, but to be in that kind of tranquil space and to have all of a sudden, I thought they'd turn the lights down. And then they'd come back and they'd go away again. I don't know. A lot different.
I guess in some ways maybe not getting too attached to any particular way is something to be mindful of. Like I injured my back a couple of years ago, and I just couldn't sit in a cushion. I couldn't even meditate really sitting up. And I talked to the Zen priest, the teacher, and he said, well, lay down. And I said, oh, but that's meditating? Like I can meditate laying down? And he goes, yeah, it's okay, So, I mean, it's not something you're gonna find in a Japanese monastery, probably, once laying down, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. So, okay, well, I guess we're not gonna make, how about, it's 7:52, so how about 8 more minutes of meditation instead of 20? It'll be 7, so we have a minute to close. All right. Before we exit or close, I just would like to, typically Zen Buddhist gatherings, they have they close with a dedication of merit or some sort of a short chant. And I really like this one a lot. This is my Cleveland group. We chant this at the end. And it's called the Eko-Sattva vow, and it's written by a woman by the name of Joanna Macy. And it goes, I vow to myself and to each of you to commit myself daily to the healing of our world and the welfare of all beings, to live on earth more lightly and less violently in the food, products, and energy I consume, to draw strength and guidance from the living earth, the ancestors, the future generations, and my brothers and sisters of all species, to support others in their work for the world and to ask for help when I need it, to pursue a daily spiritual practice that clarifies my mind, strengthens my heart, and supports me in observing these vows. So thanks everybody, and I can't close without saying hi to my mom, who is in Cleveland, and she said that she would watch this tomorrow. I love you, and thanks again everybody.